Hi guys, I'm Morgan. Welcome back to my newly named channel, Pisces Paperbacks.
And I'm Hannah, and my channel name is Read with Hannah.
Yes, I moved to Texas solely to live near her.
Yeah, I live in Texas.
And now I'm here. But today we are hanging out, making some videos, and on this channel, well, we did one on her channel,
one on my channel,
which you should watch.
Yes.
I think it's funny. And today I'm going to be showing Hannah the covers of some of my favorite books, and she's going to try and tell me what she thinks they're about, and I will tell her if she's close or not, and then
I'll do the same thing for her with some of books that I've rated 5 stars.
Yes. So that's what we're doing.
Okay.
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
Let's begin. The first book is A Lady's Guide to Improper Behavior by Suzanne Enoch. Or Suzanne Enoch.
Suzanne. So I'm thinking, because we talked about this in my other video, this is the girl, this is the Victorian era.
This is Colonel Bartholomew James.
Okay, so this is the Victorian era. I thought this was the,
There's multiple. The girl in this book is named Tess.
Okay, then I was not thinking about that. Let's see. She's carrying a big box, and her arms are fully covered. So
there's not much. There's not much to go on there.
I'm gonna say this is the Colonel.
Yes, Colonel Bartholomew James.
Colonel Bartholomew. He is returning from war and knows her family somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't want to marry, and I don't think she does either, but they see each other after he's been away from war, and she's into it.
Yeah.
And so she pursues him.
Yeah.
Is it?
I mean, that's pretty, I mean, there's some stuff that isn't right, but that's like...
Okay, well, what did I get? That was
good.
my guess. What did
so
I get?
You're right that he's come back from war and he doesn't want to get married. The reason is because one of his legs was injured.
Gotcha.
So he's like, I'm less of a man, but like British.
Okay.
And old-timey.
So in a British accent.
Yeah, and she hasn't met him before he comes back.
Okay.
But he's like related to somebody he like married into her family.
Okay.
And she is like a paragon. Like she thinks it's very important to like be proper.
Okay.
So it's like not proper of her to be pursuing a friendship with like
a man
from war who's like in the process of being disgraced.
Oh.
So she pursues him heavily.
Wow.
And they bang.
Gotcha. So I was close.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel pretty good about that one.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So that's 1 out of 7. That was okay-ish.
This one is Rendezvous. There's nothing here.
There's a key on the cover.
Yeah, there's actually one that I was going to pick that had a little bit more detail for one of the other ones, and I changed it to something else, and I'm going to change it back. I'm going to actually just look it up in the middle of this video so you can see it.
Okay, let me see. I think that this one,
This is Augusta Ballinger from the other video.
Okay, the one.
She's
so
pink.
she wears pink and she's a feminist.
Yes.
In Victorian.
Yes.
England. So I'm gonna say that so that's about her, and I guess I didn't explain. She wears pink and she is a feminist. Is she fighting for anything?
No.
Just in general, which is fine.
In general.
Let's see. Her love interest is going to be, I'm just gonna say that he's like a pretty prominent member of, like, at least a lord.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I'm gonna make shit up now. I'm gonna say he's a member of parliament, and even though she's not actively fighting against anything, he somehow realizes that she's fighting for reform, and he's like, I'm not into it, because I don't think anyone was in the olden days, and still now, because men suck. But maybe that's not okay. I'm just gonna keep going with that. That he starts spending time with her, I guess, even though she's not protesting anything. I'm gonna say that she is. She's protesting something, and it ends up putting her in contact with him a lot. Either that, or she has to go stay with him, and they're put in close quarter contact, and he's like, he either thinks that she's frivolous because she wears pink, or he thinks she's too headstrong because she is a feminist, but they bang anyway.
Yeah. So you're not that close on a lot. Basically, this book is about Augusta, and his name is Harry.
Okay.
He is a lord. I believe his name's Lord Greystone.
Okay.
And he is looking for a second wife.
Gotcha.
To be a mother for his daughter.
Aww.
And basically, he decides he wants to marry Augusta.
Oh.
Because she's the opposite of his first wife, who was a paragon. Like, everybody thought she was perfect.
Okay.
So he purposely picks her because she, is funny and,
Gotcha.
Whatever. But then he, is like, you're not being a good mother. And she's like, you married me.
Oh, so they are married.
They get married pretty early because they also bang pretty early.
Gotcha.
They do it in, a carriage.
Nice.
Outside somebody's house after she breaks in.
Nice. Into the carriage or the house?
Into the house.
Nice.
And then he's like, you might be pregnant. We should get married.
Gotcha.
And they get married, and she was, not happy about it.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the first romance novel I ever read.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I took it from the library at the community house in my grandmother's Florida condo community.
I knew there was one of them. I didn't know it was this one.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
The next book is Running Hot by Jayne Krentz. This is by the same author as Rendezvous, but with a different name.
Okay. I feel like I've read another one that I lost somehow. An Arcane Society. That doesn't really help me. He's wearing sunglasses on the cover.
Yes.
And it looks like there's palm trees. So is that LA?
No, but kind of close.
Is it like Miami?
No, it's not on mainland America.
Is it Hawaii?
Yes.
Okay.
It's Hawaii.
Let's see. I'll just say, men wearing sunglasses are always, he's going to be a private detective, and she's hired him because she was engaged to be wed to a man who stole all her money. He just cleared her out and then ran away, so she's like, come find him for me. And that's it. Just goes on from there.
He is investigating.
Okay.
So an Arcane Society novel means that they have psychic powers.
Nice.
They can both read people's auras, but in different ways.
Okay.
And I really like this book because they don't usually have books where they have the same power.
Ooh.
He lives in Hawaii. He's a former cop, I believe.
Okay.
He uses a cane.
Cool.
And she accidentally killed her old boss and is on kind of the run. But she is brought in as a specialist by the Arcane Society to help him investigate something in Hawaii.
Okay.
And it goes from there.
Gotcha. I kind of like that one.
Yeah. I really like that one.
Okay.
It's my favorite of her modern ones. Generally, I think they're much more boring.
Gotcha.
Let's go to this one.
So,
it's kind of a funny story by Ned Vizzini. My favorite book from 7th through 10th grade, 11th grade. Then I decided Jane Eyre was it for me.
this is the one that has a movie.
Yes, it has a movie. I've never seen the movie.
So they're in a psychiatric hospital?
Yes.
That's all I know.
Yes. So it's about the main character, Craig. He has a bad name. I remember not liking his name.
Okay.
But he is depressed and wants to kill himself. So he calls 911 and checks himself into the psych ward at the hospital. And the book takes place over the 4 days that he spends there and the people he met and lessons that he learned.
Cool.
I love that book.
I remember when the movie came out, but I never saw it or read the book.
High recommend. Big recommend.
Okay.
Yes. And then, yeah, there's 3 more.
The
true meaning of Smekday. This one, the cover doesn't help at all.
Oh, okay. I was going to go off the cover.
Oh, what were you going to say?
I'm going to say it's like a Marissa Meyer Renegades type situation where people develop superpowers and then they just live in the city and
No.
do shit. Okay. What is it?
So you know that movie, that animated movie Home?
Yeah.
This is the book that was based off of. I've
Gotcha.
seen the movie. They changed a whole lot.
Okay.
basically Earth is taken over by aliens, and all of the people, like humans, are sent to live in Florida, but the aliens decide they like oranges, so they send them to live in Arizona.
Okay.
And there's a girl named Gratuity.
I did know that.
Yeah. In New York, who escapes being like picked up, and she's trying to find her mom.
Yep.
So she takes off in a car and meets an alien who's on the run because he accidentally informed the alien race's greatest enemy where Earth was.
Yeah. I've seen the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what this
there's
was.
a lot. His name is J-Lo. Because there's 6 alien genders, so they don't care about, like,
I thought
names.
his name was something different in the movie.
In the movie, his name is O.
Yeah.
In the book, they're like...
His name is J-Lo.
Yeah, he likes the name J-Lo, so he named himself
Don't we all?
J-Lo. It's a good book, but it's definitely for kids, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a kid's movie.
Yes. And then the last one for now, and then I have to look up the other one, is Drawing a Blank by Daniel Ehrenhaft? Ehrenhaft.
Einstein bagels.
Stop. I know.
Okay. How I tried to solve a mystery and defeat and land the girl of my dreams. Is this like I'm just gonna say it's like a Romeo and Juliet retelling for kids. Like there's a lot of like I think that it's like a family feud.
Yes.
Because he likes one of the daughters, and he's got to figure out. No one remembers why they're fighting, so he's got to figure that out so he can get the lady.
Not quite. So basically, this kid whose name also might be Craig. I remember he also had a bad name.
Okay.
He grew up with his dad telling him that his family had a feud with another clan in Scotland.
Okay.
Because they're like, you know, historically a Scottish family. And he never believes him until one day his dad goes missing.
Ooh.
And so he decides to go to Scotland and try to rescue him.
Sure.
While being helped out by this girl who he doesn't know. I don't think you're going to read this book. I don't think anybody's going to read this, so I'm just going to spoil it. He doesn't know is the daughter of the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the enemy guy. This is where I first heard about a panopticon, which is like the prison where like they put the guards in the middle and the prisoners on the outside, and they don't always have to have a guard in the middle because just the idea that somebody's watching is enough to keep people in their cells.
Interesting. Where they can leave their cells?
No, it's like
to keep them from doing anything.
Yeah, anything wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know. That was just I really liked this book. I read it like 3 times in 7th grade.
I feel like I was pretty close on that one.
Yeah, and the guy like has a side hustle doing comics for like a local newspaper.
Okay.
So there's like chapters that
That's
are
cool.
set in like his fantasy Scotland world.
Yeah. Is that all of them?
Yeah.
Not that
Oh,
one.
I have to pick. There's one more, but we don't have to do that one.
No, we can. I was just
Okay.
trying to count and
Yeah.
see that I think I
I'm
got like
sorry.
one. I'll count 1.5. Okay.
The Ranger by Monica McCarty.
It says a Highland Guard novel,
Yes.
and there's a man in a kilt. Did you know that they have to like lay down on the floor and wrap themselves in the kilts because it's like 13 feet long?
Yes.
Did I tell you about that? Or did
No.
you already know that?
I feel like I knew that because actually in the other book that I picked for you, The Bride, that I'm like not having you look at, she like tries to put her thing on and she like basically is on the ground rolling around in it.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I've read that one because I remember.
It's Julie Garwood.
I don't remember the name of it,
Oh.
but yeah, they were like, we have to lay on the floor and roll ourselves into the kilts. I was like, that cannot be true. That's gotta be shitting me. Okay, and then there's another man on a horse who seems to be quite short. Just gonna say it. He seems short. Okay, let's see. I don't think they're gonna be friends. So
No.
I think that this is going to be. The Highlands are in Scotland, right?
Yes.
So 1300s or whatever the time period was that there was the revolution.
I don't fucking know.
Okay.
I don't know my
Scotland,
history.
Scotland and England are fighting. And he's on the run from that guy. And he's going to stumble upon this tiny village, wherever, doesn't matter where. And there's a lady there, and he likes her, and so he's going to adopt a new persona and pretend to be someone else, even though when the other guy rolls into town, he's going to be like, I know you. And he's like, no, you don't. And the townspeople are going to rally behind him and be like, no, this is Steven. We know him. And then that's the end.
He works at the butcher shop. You can't be mad.
He's lived here forever.
Yeah.
He's married. He's fine.
You're right that he takes on a new persona. You're wrong in every other way.
Okay.
So basically, I don't know when this takes place, and it might be completely fictionalized, but there's two, like, Scottish kings people who claim to be kings at war. And he is, you know, in, like, the private, he's like I don't know, he believes in one of them.
Okay.
And he goes undercover as a guard in
Ooh.
the castle of the other person.
Okay.
And falls in love with the king's daughter.
Nice.
Yes. So that is the plot of The Ranger. I haven't read any of the other ones, but I believe there's, like, a series where it's all, like, the blank, and they each have, like, a different role in their, like, they're basically, like, the A-team.
Yeah.
Where they all have, like, a different job.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. I like both of them. Maybe I like yours a little more. Okay. So,
Cool. I'm ready.
okay. Let's see. First one, How to Love a Duke in 10 Days by Kerrigan Byrne. What do you think?
So I don't know what this is about, but
Okay, good, because I've talked about it like a billion times.
I swear I've read something with the exact same cover. Like, the same picture.
I think it's a pretty cover. I really like the cover.
Yeah.
So, if it is, then
It also
good for
might
them.
have been me looking through your books. On
yeah,
Goodreads.
I think that's what it is. Because you did that today.
Yeah. He looks very buff.
Mhm.
Good for her. There's a castle.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that she was a waif lost in the Highland Moors or wherever the hell she is. And he was a duke, and he took her in, and he discovered that she was from, like, a wealthy family, but she didn't know that he knew.
Okay.
So, like, she's, like, trying to, like, keep it a secret, but she's also like, but I want to be honest with him. That's what I think happened.
Okay, that's not.
Okay.
That's not what happened. So, I think her name is Alexandra, something like that.
Mhm.
When she was, like, 13, she killed the headmaster of her school
Oh, fuck.
while he was assaulting her. And so her and her two best friends, like, buried the body and then have just, like, grown up with that knowledge. And she goes to one of her friend's weddings and on the ride up saves a man who she thinks is, like, just a groom.
Mm-hmm.
She saves him from being trampled by his horse.
Yeah.
And it ends up being the Duke, and they, like, fall in love and get married. And she's, like, a scientist of some sort. So someone's trying to kill, like, both of them.
That sounds, like, really good.
It was so good. I don't think it's out yet, but I could die.
I will read that once it's out, for sure.
I think I texted you, and I was like, I'm just sitting outside crying because it was so good.
Aw, that's cute.
It was so
I
good.
love that.
Okay. The Traitor's Kiss by Erin Beaty. There's nothing on the cover.
There's a yellow rose.
And
a dagger. So I'm assuming two people, possibly royalty, possibly just, like, important,
Mm-hmm.
grew up together, childhood friends.
Gotcha.
And they live together in a castle, and, you know, there's political strife happening, and one of them is secretly recruited to the resistance,
Ooh.
and the other one, like, doesn't know, and, like, is kind of, like, on the side of the non-resistance.
I see.
And it's the first in a series, and it leads up to them almost starting a relationship, and then the one who's in the resistance, like, being forced to reveal their position.
Not really.
Oh.
I mean,
That would be good.
A little bit, I think, of, like, parts of it could apply, but basically the gist of it is, like, a matchmaker sends a bunch of girls to meet the prince.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like Princess Academy.
Kind of like Princess Academy, except one of them she's undercover somehow, like, she's not really being match-made,
Okay.
and she falls in love with who she thinks is one of the guards, but it's actually, like, the prince.
Oh.
Like, he's pretending to be.
So to get to know them better?
Yeah.
That's cute.
It's good.
Is it a series?
Yes, there's 3
Okay.
books out.
And there's going to be more?
I think that's it. I think
Okay.
it's over. So that's that one. I
That's
might have
cute.
butchered the synopsis, but it is pretty cute.
Nice.
It's pretty cute.
That way. The Valiant. Okay. She is a gladiator.
Yeah.
That's the plot. No.
That's it. That's the
So
end.
she is brought up in a wealthy family.
Mm-hmm.
As a teenager, they lose everything.
Ooh.
And in order to gain honor back for herself and her family and to, like, fight a way out of the slums or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
she decides to go into the gladiator ring, whatever, and fight her way to the top. And she impresses the higher-ups enough that they're like, you're our new favorite, and you're a girl! That's the plot.
Okay. I mean, close. She...
Oh my god, really?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh.
There's, like... So it's the Greeks were gladiators. So
Yes.
there's the Greeks and then her family. And
Or
they're...
was it the Romans?
No, Greeks were gladiators. I'm pretty sure. Weren't they?
I thought it was
Oh, yeah, it is
It may be the Romans, because they
It's
have the...
Romans, the Colosseum.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the Romans. Maybe she's Greek or something like that. Like, there's
Something like that.
something like that. She's not on their side. They're fighting,
Mm-hmm.
and her sister gets killed right in front of her. And to kind of get her revenge, she has to go into the gladiatorium
Okay.
and, like, kill a bunch of people, start a resistance. Kind of like Spartacus-esque.
I've never watched Spartacus.
So
You
good.
told me so many times.
It's
to watch
my
Spartacus.
favorite TV show.
Yeah.
It's raunchy and gory, but
Ooh,
it's so
raunchy.
good. Very raunchy.
Nice. Into that.
So
Okay.
that was that one.
That sounds cool.
Is this the last one? No, there's one more. Okay.
Dangerous Girls by Abigail Haas.
Mm-hmm.
So they're in Hawaii. Or they're on a beach.
They're on a beach.
They're on a beach.
It's sand.
There's a handcuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm imagining it's kind of Thelma and Louise-esque, as though there's like two, possibly three friends
Mm-hmm.
who get into a scrape where somebody dies,
Yes.
and then have to evade the police
Mhm.
for the rest of the book.
Yeah.
When it comes to detail, I'm assuming that, is it two or is it more?
Two more what?
Two or more girls.
There's two girls.
Okay. So they're either childhood best friends or they literally met like a week ago.
Okay.
Those are the two options.
Yeah.
And one of them is wealthier than the other.
Sure.
And that's it.
That's it. I mean, you're pretty close.
Yeah.
You're actually pretty close. So, you were right. Two childhood best friends and the main character's boyfriend go to,
Boyfriend. Okay.
like, some beach. I think they're in Mexico, like Cancun or something like that.
Okay.
And her boyfriend dies. Or is killed. Like, they don't know the details
but
of
they
it.
weren't involved with the murder.
It's like,
Okay. It's part of the book.
it's part of the book. There's a very unreliable narrator
Okay.
who's
I hate unreliable narrators.
I made Merritt read it and it fucked her up.
Nice.
It's rough, but
I
yeah,
love that.
with the mystery aspect of it, you like don't know who killed them and why
Mhm.
because they're just visiting. But I mean, the police are big into it. The best friend says that her and her boyfriend were fighting a lot, and
Mhm.
she was like, no, she just had a crush on him, so she was jealous all the time and saw everything as it was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of like figuring out
Who's telling the
who
truth.
killed him. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
It was really good.
When did you read it?
Like a couple years ago.
Nice.
Okay, there's
Okay,
one more.
one
Last
more.
one.
Sleeping Giants.
Silvain Neuvel.
It's in space. Or it has to do with space, and it's also maybe possibly futuristic steampunk.
Interesting.
Okay. Near future,
Yes.
there have been technological advances,
Sure.
and they're preparing to go into space. Sleeping Giants is because there's something to do with, there's a star that's been dormant and is on the cusp of exploding somehow.
Ooh.
And they have to either figure out how to evade it
Mhm.
by like evacuating the human race, or figure out how to stop it, or protect the Earth from it. And also, there's a love story.
Okay. So I feel like parts of it you had.
I feel like I'm not going into that much detail. I'm like,
No.
I'm like,
Yeah, I was like, here's their names and their
Yeah.
social security numbers. And so
and I'm like, anyway, they are human.
yeah, they're people,
Yeah.
and they live on Earth, maybe, or maybe not. Who knows? So this one is sci-fi, so not so much steampunk,
Okay.
but near future, sort of futuristic. The very first chapter is about a girl riding her bike in the woods, and she falls off her bike into like a giant metal hand.
Oh.
And then, so
kind of like Iron Giant-y.
Kind of like Iron Giant, but
Okay.
so scientists come, she goes into science, and they start finding other pieces to build this like giant robot. But instead of it being like sentient, people go into the robot and they have to control it.
Oh, kind of like Pacific Rim.
Yes.
I've never seen that. I think I should.
It's I think this is better than Pacific Rim.
Oh.
But as like the series goes on, more robots are showing up.
How many
And
books are there?
3.
Okay.
So more robots are showing up, and they don't know like where they're coming from or what they're supposed to be doing. But very interesting, a lot of sciencey. It's written in I can't think of what it's called, but like interviews, case files.
Oh, the epistolary?
I don't
Well,
know.
that's letters. Mixed media?
Mixed media.
Okay.
So like recordings,
Yeah.
interviews, case files.
That's cool.
It's really interesting.
Nice.
It's really good.
I feel like your favorite books are like much more varied than mine, and I was
I
like,
tried to pick different ones.
trashy romance, children's book.
Okay, well, what like I really like the Sarah J. Maas fairy series, but you've already read the first one, and I pretty much told you what happened in the rest of them.
Yeah. A Court of Thorns and Roses,
Yes.
I read. And then A Court of Mist and Fury,
Mm-hmm.
and then A Court of Wings and
Ruin.
Ruin. Bad names. I hate the last one.
Yeah. Akawar.
I hate that that's what they do. Akatar, I hate that.
Yeah.
It's so ugly.
It's rough.
Also, the first book, I didn't realize there was so much controversy about it. I thought it was really average.
It is average.
Like, deeply average.
They're average. They're average books.
I feel like there's so much, like, people, like, hate Sarah J. Maas.
Okay, but that's for, I think, her other series and how white her books are. There's, like, zero diversity in any of her books, and anything that's diverse is,
Yeah.
like, mostly headcanons.
Also, I feel like she gets ragged on a lot for all the sexy scenes in her books.
For stuff that's YA, marketed to probably teenagers, granted higher
Yeah.
range of teenagers, there's a lot of smut.
Maybe my brain was just warped at a very young age, because I don't even question it.
I don't either, but I mean, Tori grabbed it one day, and I was like, you can't read this.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
She just turned 13 yesterday.
Happy birthday, Tori.
What does that make her? What zodiac sign is that?
Leo?
Yes,
She's a Leo.
she's a Leo.
Would you say that that's true to her personality?
Yeah. She has the hair for it, too.
Yeah. I only know one other Leo. I don't know why we're talking about this. I'm sorry. We got way off
We
track.
got a little distracted.
It's okay. That was fun.
That was fun. We had a good time.
Yeah, I feel like we did not that great
No.
with guessing, but that's why judging a book by its cover is really only to make a book look good,
That's true.
not to really tell you what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe communicate the vibe, but that's it.
about it, yeah.
Unless it's a romance novel. And then if it doesn't have a naked man on the cover, it's misadvertisement.
Exactly. What's the point?
Yeah.
A full frontal naked man?
Shirtless. Let's do
Oh, okay. I was like,
naked.
that's what you have to look forward to in Spartacus.
Oh, good.
Full frontal.
Full frontal? That's a little much.
Well,
I
there's
respect
always,
it.
There's always full frontal women, though.
That's true.
So, who was it that said, I feel like it was one of the guys from Game of Thrones was like, we need more male full frontal nudity in the world.
Was the guy who played Rob? Maybe Rob Starr?
I thought it was
I
Jon
love him.
Snow. You love him?
Rob Starr. When he died, I cried.
I forgot that you watched that show. I don't really watch it. You
Oh.
still haven't.
I still haven't finished. I've seen
Yeah.
the first 6 seasons.
It's like almost all of it.
Yeah, there's 2 more seasons left for me. But I've heard that it goes way downhill.
The ending doesn't seem that bad to me.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of know what happens at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not much else that they can do.
I mean, I think the best season was season 3 and 4.
I think I stopped on season 3. But I'm pretty sure it was like Kit Harington was like, there needs to be more.
Good for Kit Harington.
To,
Kit
like,
Harington
to even it out.
is sexy.
He is sexy.
He's so hot.
I like him and his wife. I think
Yeah, they're cute. I'm glad they met on set.
on the show.
I love when that happens because it's just like it's like in a movie, but like real life. Okay.
Their life is exactly like the show.
Yeah,
Obviously,
for sure. 100%. There's dragons and everything.
Mhm.
Is that it?
I think that's all.
Okay. Cool. Let us know if you liked this video, and you'll be seeing us again, specifically me, but also you
Specifically
sometimes.
just me. I am. Well, actually, maybe the Leo thing did go with your Pisces paperbacks now. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
So
New name.
full circle from the very beginning to the end.
We
if
did
you made
it, guys.
it this far, tell
Congratulations.
Morgan what your
Zodiac sign
what
is.
zodiac sign is.
What's your sun? What's your rising? What's your moon?
Oh my
Tell
gosh.
me about your life.
I have mine in a note on my phone because
I'm a Capricorn. Nope. Yeah, Capricorn moon, Sagittarius rising. And it's very true.
moon and rising Libra and the sun Cancer.
I see that.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Libra, I see that for you.
Well, I'm a Cancer, birthday wise.
Yeah.
Like where we fall, but the rest of it,
July 10th? 11th.
11th.
I knew that. Cool.
This goes off the rails, but I feel
Yeah.
like anytime you have a guest, you should be like, "So what's your sign?" and be
should.
like, I feel that.
Yeah, I feel
for
that.
you."
That's my only answer. I feel that for you.
Right?
Okay.
You're like, "Oh my god, I totally."
Yeah,
feel that for
I
you."
could have guessed.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at guessing that stuff, though. Like, you always pick, like, 3 answers, just, like...
Well, I always
Like-
forget about like Capricorn, Sagittarius, and
Yeah.
then like there's.
I
one
always
more.
forget about Virgo.
Kendall's a Virgo.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I think she's a pretty strong Virgo.
Yeah.
Very like
Yeah. Oh my
A
god,
headstrong
Kira
one.
is an Aquarius.
she's an Aquarius. She's very much an
I'm gonna
Aquarius.
cut all of this out.
Oh, well, we're talking about our friends. Okay,
That's
then
true.
Trevor's a Cancer too, but kind of like the opposite of me.
Yeah. Well, it depends on what his moon
I
is.
guess so. That's true. I have to figure out what time of day he was born. Let me ask him. He's gonna be like, "Don't fucking do that."
Oh, I think the moon is where you were born, and then
Where
the
you were
rising is
born?
time of day.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I tried to like reverse look it up. You know, where people were like, "What time of day were you born?" And so I tried to be like, "I know what I know what my rising is. What time does this mean I was born?" But I don't know. I couldn't do it like that.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to get like a birth chart.
I do. I got my tarot cards read in
You
New
did?
Orleans. Yeah. And it was, I swear to God, she was real. Like, I don't know what her name is. She doesn't advertise online. She didn't have a sign. She was just sitting there. And she had like it was like an area where a lot of people had like tarot card readings, like palm readings and stuff. And we went up to her and we were like, "Hey, how much does a reading cost?" And she was like, "Oh, I work on, you can just tip me, there's no price," which means you know it's real. And she was like, oh my God. I almost cried. Yeah.
Okay, well, you'll have to tell me about it. So.
Okay. Bye.